Hello. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry I'm late. It's 3 minutes late because my wonderful laptop has been joyous and been a pain in my ass. So we are here. I think we are live. I'm just going to double check, make sure that we are live. And then we can rock and roll. So today I wanted to talk to you about the top 10 tips that I have kind of accumulated, learned, and worked through with my clients this year that are going to be really useful for you moving into 2023. Yes, we are live. If you are watching live, please, by all means, pop in hashtag live. If you're watching replay, type in hashtag replay so I know you guys are here. Otherwise, I have no idea you have arrived. I have no idea you are watching, and I have no idea that this is for you. So I have the top 10 tips for weight loss in 2023 notes as like a checklist already ready for you. It's 1 to 10 bullet points with the basic information that I'm going to give you today. And today I'm just going to kind of elaborate more, give you more of an idea and some more examples around each one and why I've chosen those. So if you are interested in the list or the checklist, just drop the word checklist below in the comments and I'll send a direct link. I won't require any email or form from you. It's just a direct link to the Google Drive where you'll get the top 10 tips for weight loss in 2023. Like I said, today is kind of a fully extended version of that checklist. So listen up, buckle up, and listen well. So, by the way, just before we go interrupt, I wanted to say Merry Christmas. And because I probably won't see you until next year, have a great New Year's. This is very exciting times. And a lot of people decide to ditch the meat eating diet for veganism. A lot of people are setting New Year's resolutions to lose weight. So I thought it might be very appropriate for everyone to start afresh in 2023 with the hottest tips that I can acquire for you. So if you're watching and you would like, hi Donna Marie, if you would watching and would like the top 10 tips, let me know, drop checklist in the comments below, and anytime you're watching this, and I can drop that into your mailbox. So number one is to curate your circle and influence. So this is going to sound brutal, but if they're not cheering you on, they are bringing you down. This doesn't mean to ditch those people who are struggling and they're bringing you down, because they're not necessarily bringing you up. But those who aren't supportive of your big dreams, who question all of your choices and your decisions, who suck your energy, who are unreliable and untrustworthy, those are the ones who need to be culled. And this is going to be brutal, but they need to be culled. If culling isn't necessarily an option and you're truly tied to them, then I want you to set your boundaries this year. This is so important for growth, for personal growth, for development, for weight loss, for adopting a new plant-based lifestyle. It is super important for you to set your boundaries, folks. You need to ask them to respect your time or your energy, your space or your decisions, whatever it is that they are very unsupporting of. And if they're worth keeping around, they'll find a way to support your boundaries, not break them down or find loopholes. And the people who influence you, please do not start following some social media influencers who show you how to apply makeup while telling you to eat less carbs. This is not what I mean by finding influence. I'm talking real influence, guys. If you're serious about losing weight, follow women who actually inspire you to change. You want to live a plant-based lifestyle? Follow me. You want to build a stronger body? Follow the top athletes. You want to fall pregnant? Follow a well-known obstetrician. If you desire to deepen your self-development, follow Mel Robbins. You get the picture here, guys. You're wanting the biggest, broadest influence, okay? So number one there is to curate your circle and your influence. So curate your social circle by going into places where you know you're going to get support. Now, what I do not recommend is going into a Weight Watchers or Slimming World club. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm going to name them and shame them, or even a Herbalife club for that matter. Something like that isn't going to support you because they are not supporting healthy life decisions. They are supporting their own business. And there's an element of humiliation in there as well. So curate your social circle and the people who influence you. So with the people who influence you, you know, what did or do the best of the best? What did they do to get there? The best of the best. So what are the life lessons that you can learn from them? What do they have to say on that specific topic? Really dive deep into what the best of the best do, what they did to get to where they are. Number 2 is movement. When it comes to movement, I want you to ask yourself, 1, what are the forms of movement that bring me the most joy? And 2, what form of movement requires the least resistance? Because let's face it, we're not going to lose weight and stay healthy without exercise. So you have to give up the notion that just restricting calories or restricting what you're going to eat is going to be sustainable. Because you could eat the healthiest diet on the planet, but still consume more calories than you are burning, more energy than you are burning. So we need movement. The body was made to move, not to stagnate. So we want to create the least friction possible and most desiring movement to get us up and moving. If there's no movement that brings you joy like a child, then ask what would require the least amount of daily effort. So I guarantee you can't get anything better for your buck than walking, folks, okay? Daily walks can be the best and easiest gift you give yourself in 2023. Listen to podcasts while you're on your walk, your latest influencer, an interview with them, or an audio book. Zone out with some cathartic music, or even take a voice memo recorder like on your phone and brainstorm your next big dream while you're walking. Make sure you're not just walking. Make sure you're doing something else as well. You don't have to be doing something else as well, but something else is going to give you a little bit more joy or a little bit of a distraction from the actual walking. You don't necessarily have to be listening to something, but if it's boring for you, then do something as well. Utilize your time. Once a daily practice becomes a habit, it's time to step it up and lift some fucking weights. You want to play with your grandkids when you're older? Lift weights. You want to be able to get up after falling over when you're 80? Lift weights. You want to recover from breakages when you're older? Lift weights. You want to live longer? Lift weights. You want to reduce pain, injury, and arthritis? Lift weights. You want to improve your mood and energy? Lift weights. You want to increase your metabolism to burn more calories in a day? Lift weights. You don't have to get bulky or jacked, but you do need some muscles that work on your body, not that are practically dormant, okay? It's so important. I'm not talking going to the gym and working 2 hours on your clean and snatch, okay? I don't care what age or ability you are, get your ass to a personal trainer and talk through all of your options. Please, by all means, consult your physician first if you are unable, if you are disabled, or if you struggle to do things, if you struggle with chronic fatigue or anything like that. Please obviously consult your physician first and make sure that lifting weights is an option for you. But this is super important. So go and move. So walk and start lifting some weights. It is as simple as that. Okay. Lifting weights could start with yoga. You could start by progressing with yoga. You could start by doing some classes at the gym. I know that body combat, body pump, they might sound ridiculous, but that's how I started lifting weights. I got into it by doing the Les Mills programs. Just purely because every single beat was like a movement. It was a press or a push or a pull. And I really enjoyed that and it was fun. You don't know what's fun until you go and try it. And I always say, guys, there's a sport out there for everyone. You just haven't found it yet. Okay. So something that you enjoy or enjoyed as a kid, bring that back. Or something that requires the least amount of resistance, like walking. You can make lists, you can let your imagination run wild. You can listen to podcasts, you can listen to audiobooks while you're doing that. You can catch up with friends. So you can have an accountability partner and walk and socialize all at the same time by asking your friends or a friend to go for a walk at a particular time every single day. Acquire accountability while doing it. And that is part of curating your social circle. If you have no friends that would do that with you, find a group, find a niche group of people who are looking to lose weight and want to join in on the accountability. There are so many groups out there of people, like-minded people, that are wanting to do similar things. This group, for example, prime perfect example. If you're looking for accountability online, pop into the group and ask if anyone's wanting accountability for steps. I know, oh my goodness, I can't remember what your name is now. There's a lady in this group, and I hope you're watching, and if you're not, I'm going to try and tag you in this, who's doing that walking accountability thing. So you get paid for the amount of steps that you walk. I don't know how it works, and I know that it's bare minimum money to get paid to walk, but you do. So there are apps, there are people, there are groups that you can acquire accountability through. You can create competition, whatever it is, bare minimum, okay? And that is also the least amount of resistance. Literally putting your shoes on and going for a walk around the block, that is the least amount of resistance that you can do. So if it doesn't bring you, if there's something, what form of movement brings you the most joy, and what form of movement requires the least amount of resistance? If you answer one of those, then you will be on to a winner for finding some movement for you. Okay, number 3, become a planner. I don't mean literally evolve into a pile of papers, but become a person who plans. Planning your week ahead on a Sunday and again on the morning of your day will exponentially increase your rate of following through, of getting to that golden weight, or of getting to that ideal plant-based lifestyle. So plan your week ahead, guys. Plan ahead on Sundays. Now, it doesn't have to be Sundays, but if you're one who works Monday to Friday, then Sundays are optimal for you. If you work weekends, and let's say Tuesday, Wednesday are your weekends, then plan on that Wednesday. So plan on the last day before your week ahead. Decide what food you're eating that week. Make food prep. Decide when you're exercising. You can also spot possible situations or scenarios that might take you away from your goals ahead of time. If you prepare for these to happen, then you can prepare for possible scenarios where it won't happen, and that way you are most likely to get to your goals because you've already prepared. Does that make sense? Did I say that right? Then you can plan your day as well. So first thing every morning when you wake up, what is on your most important tasks for the day? Your MITs, most important task. Write those down as soon as you wake up, if not the night before you went to bed. So first thing every morning, plan your day. Create a simple, essential to-do list that will make an impact on that day. If this is unachievable or too comprehensive, you will set yourself up for failure. So make sure that they are just your most important tasks. What 3 simple things do you need to make sure that happens that day? Plan what food you'll have and when. Now, this doesn't necessarily need sticking to, because you will learn to understand when you're hungry, when you need to eat. But if you plan your food ahead of time, this is going to minimize that amount and that chance of binging, for overeating, for eating the wrong things, or eating unhealthy things. Saves you from eating the same thing twice in a day. Saves you from eating something that is refined carbohydrates, and because you haven't planned ahead and you don't know what you're having. And instead you can have a well-balanced meal that is going to keep you satiated for longer. Okay, so plan for what food you'll have and when. Know what daily habits you're ticking off. So every single day, folks, you should be having a list of habits that you are going to be ticking off. Because if you're not ticking something off, you're not giving yourself that small little reward. And that reward is what drives us forwards. Without that reward, we tend to fall off track and we turn into sabotage. Now, you can also spot possible situations that might take you away from your goals. I've already said that one, never mind. So number 4 is to fuck off the negative self-talk. Yeah, I said it. We're going to bin shaming. We're going to bin judgment. We're going to bin guilt and humiliation. Okay, just Chuck it in the pocket bucket. Don't want to see that again. Not in 2023. We have gotten over that. This means any form. Like, even if you're like who I used to be, I used to use self-deprecation for humor. Let's just not do that. We're not going to do it. So watch what happens. Watch yourself worry less. Watch yourself shame yourself less. Trade in judgment for curiosity and ask why something is happening or why something didn't happen. Self-deprecation for someone who holds themselves highly. Huh? I'm just reading my notes. I read that. I was like, what? Trade in self-deprecation for someone who holds themselves highly. Sorry. I was just reading off my notes and I was like, that didn't make sense. Yeah, so trade in that self-deprecation for someone who holds themselves highly, who talks of themselves in a positive light. That whole chestnut of don't talk to yourself the way that you wouldn't talk to your friends, it's the same. So talk to yourself like a child sometimes if you need that positive affirmation or if you need that positive self-talk. That's totally fine. But would you tell a child that they're a loser or that they are too fat or too thin or too chunky or too heavy? Would you tell a child that they are useless because they skipped one meal or got one meal wrong? You wouldn't. You wouldn't tell a child that. So don't tell yourself that, because that inner child in you is going to cry. That inner child is then going to want to rebel. That inner child is then going to go, well, you've just proved me wrong, or you've just proved me right that I can't do this. So therefore I can't do this. That is the worst form of sabotage, okay? And we're going to trade in shame for the opportunity to be inquisitive. So this kind of revolves around the first one, trade in judgment for curiosity, trade in shame for the opportunity to be inquisitive. Oh, okay, well, this has been happening. So why has it been happening? Let's swap in shame. So we're not going to tell ourselves that we are fat or that we have done this or that over Christmas we have let ourselves loose. Really shouldn't have done that. No, we're going to say, okay, so why did we let ourselves loose? It's okay, it's happened. There's nothing we can change about it now. It's in the past. But let's get inquisitive. Let's get curious. What can we do to make it better? Or why did that happen? So we can course correct next time. So number 5 on my top 10 tips for weight loss in 2023, which is a massive tongue twister, is dream big. Okay, you are allowed to dream big, girl. Often we are incapable and inexperienced at dreaming big. We think we have limited capacity or resources, but you are unstoppable. Set bigger goals and let your mind run wild on how to get there. Practice dreaming and dropping the expectation you have to go for it. And know these things are possible. So setting your own limitations creates only behaviors that are possible within those parameters. Expanding those parameters clears the restriction of anything that was possible for you in this lifetime. And it means that you are then open to much more. In other words, dream big, act big, and you can be limitless. Footnote here. Don't undermine or judge yourself for taking the small steps when dreaming big. So dream big, make big movements. Say, right, okay, I'm going to lose 200 pounds next year. That's totally fine to dream big, but do not undermine the small steps that it takes to get there. The dream is big, but how we get there is small. It's incremental. That's totally fine. Do not undermine those small steps. True transformation is within these small steps that creates the biggest dreams come true. So start to change how you think about taking small steps, folks. I want you to understand that it's the small steps, it's the small wins. It's I had this for breakfast instead of that. Okay, it's I had a well-balanced meal like some oats and berries instead of white bread with flour or butter. I'm looking at the camera because I know you are looking straight back at me. I can't even see the comments, but I know that you're going to give me some hate in a minute. So understand that the small steps are what creates the biggest change. Okay, folks. So appreciate them and how you can learn from the small steps you take every single day. Okay. Beautiful. Number 6, expect less, create more. Okay. I knew you'd get a little bit defensive over your flora. Sorry, just having some very mean banter with my wonderful client Donna Marie. That's all right. She's going to kick my ass in a minute. We've got a call later on, so she's going to kick my ass when we go back on. Right. Number 6 is expect less, create more. Expecting a sudden weight loss for changing just the small things, i.e. the best way to create consistency, will force additional pressure, pushing you further away from your goals. So don't expect the biggest things to happen. And this really ties in with what I was just saying, i.e. appreciate the smaller steps. Start expecting a little bit less from yourself. And this is kind of like, well, this is not what all the health and wellness people say. They'd say, like I said, dream big, but expect less. Don't make unnecessary commitments to your friends or acquaintances. Don't be everything to everyone all at once. Focus on the daily activities that will make an impact to your life first. Some tasks might take a lot longer than others. So when writing up your to-do list, expect less, but you'll be able to receive more. This creates a mindset shift from, I'm useless, I only got half of my task done today, to, wow, I achieved all of the things that I needed to do today in order to move closer to my goal. Do you see the difference? This is what creates real positive and sustainable change. Folks, if you're watching in on this, just to let you know, I have a PDF, a whole Word document that goes through all of these steps, not in as much detail, but the whole steps, so you can print off and keep somewhere in your diary. So if you would like this, just type in checklist in the comments below and I'll send you a direct link. You won't need to put in your email address or fill out a form or anything. So that way you can follow through with what I'm talking about. So just going back to that. Number 7, ditch the media. Social media is toxic. It is more toxic than productive nowadays. Don't get me wrong, I use it for my business, and without it, I'd be in a different place. So for that, I'm grateful. But what I'm not grateful for is losing minutes, losing hours, and even days mindlessly scrolling. Or for losing the love and compassion towards myself while consistently judging, comparing, and despairing my life to others who seemingly have it together or have it all. So what happens for me and what I've seen in my clients is that we lose that gratitude for ourselves. We lose that compassion and the love because we see everyone else on social media having it together or having it all, or having a good time. Or we see someone's weight loss transformation and we take that at face value. We don't know what's gone into that, what's got them from A to B. We don't see the people who have it all when they didn't have it all, when they were at our level now. Everyone is on their own chapter of their own book. You might be jumping in and looking at someone else's book on chapter 17. What you haven't read is 1 to 16. Okay? What you haven't read is the hard shit that they have had to go through, that they have had to work through on themselves in and around their environment to get there. Social media shows us the end, shows us what is at the end. It doesn't necessarily show us the nitty-gritty, what you have to grin and bear to get all the way there. So delete accounts that don't bring genuine pleasure. Delete the accounts that leave you feeling any bit disappointed in yourself. And that don't make you a better person, because these aren't constructive. So yep, you'll have probably recognized by now that 2023 is all about culling the bullshit and focusing on you. And you have my permission to not feel guilty about it too. Just because you're deleting accounts or unfollowing some people that aren't pushing you to get you to where you want to be, that aren't inspiring you, that aren't educating you, that aren't providing a resource or a community for you, doesn't need to be there. Reduce the amount of time that you spend on the TV and news, okay? Reduce your screen time on your phone or on your laptop or even on your iPad. Cull out all the accounts that you don't need to follow. Delete a social media account. So if you use TikTok or Twitter or Instagram and you don't really need it, but you find yourself wasting time, reducing that love that you have for yourself, or you realize that you no longer have compassion for yourself because of some other people that you follow and that you get jealousy or envy, not even maybe jealousy or envy, but you just start comparing yourself to them. We don't need those accounts. Cut off all distractions while eating. This is a huge one. So it's still under the umbrella of ditch the media, but cut off all the distractions while eating. Put your phone in another room on silent. Unplug the landlines. Do people still have landlines? Unplug the landlines. Turn off your laptop or your phone or your tablet or the TV. Turn off the radio. I will grant you some nice soft music in the background, but I don't want TV. I don't want Netflix. I don't want the news. That takes you away from your eating, which is half of the reason why we don't realize that we're eating most of the time. Half the reason most of the time. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. And yeah, no electronics up to 2 hours before bed and 2 hours after waking up. There's no need for me to elaborate here, but it's just not good for you. Okay, so ditch the media. Number 8, dump the junk. Out with the old and in with the new. So clearing the clutter is the official theme for 2023, whether it's in media, social media, your friends, or your drawers. Clearing the clutter is the official theme. So in order to move forward with new habits, with beliefs, with self-sufficiency, we need to get rid of the old junk that's in the way. Okay, so keep clothes that fit you and that you love, but throw away the ones that don't immediately give you pleasure. You can't get back the time that you've spent feeling low, feeling awkward, feeling uncomfortable in clothing that never fit you in the first place. You can never get that time back. Empty the sweet or empty the sweet drawer or the dessert drawer or the naughty cupboard. Donate and throw away anything unsupporting of your goals in 2023. You don't need it. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Okay. If it's not there, you can't have it. Simple as that. If you still keep a pack of chocolate biscuits or a pack of chocolate bars or a packet of crisps in the cupboard and you know that's not supportive of your goals in 2023, why still get it? I mean, today I'm in a bit of a mean mood, but what is the freaking point in having it in the cupboard if you can't have it? It's only tempting you. It's drawing your focus onto the things that you can't have. And it's just in the way. If you want it, you will go to extreme depths and lengths to get it. So that's totally fine. Not having it in the house doesn't mean that you cannot have it. It just means it is not there for temptation. Okay? Empty the sweet drawer. Empty the dessert drawer. Empty the dessert drawer. Empty the naughty cupboard. Donate and throw away anything unsupporting of your goals in 2023. I am a bitch today, but culling is my name. Clear out the damn kitchen drawer, okay? You know the one I'm talking about, the one that's got a lot of crap in. Just clear it out. Doesn't need to be there. Clear out the one that's in your office space, or clear out your office space. Out with the old and with the new. Clear the clutter. Start afresh. Start your goals. Start your journey in a nice, fresh space. And you can even redecorate the room that's been neglected. If there's a room that you don't enjoy, you can give that a refresh, see how that goes. Okay, so number 9 on my top 10. I can't talk. Good luck, Donna Marie. Number 9 on my top 10 tips for weight loss in 2023. Oh my God. Regulate your sleep. No good came from someone who's sleep deprived. And I'm not talking about just the amount of time you spend in bed. Real good quality sleep, which enables you to go into deep sleep all before 11 p.m. is the key. Go to bed early, wake up early. You are much more productive than you think you are. Even if you believe you're not a morning person, when you give yourself a good nighttime and morning time routine, you'll get into that pattern. You'll get into that rhythm and that groove, and you'll find what works for you over time, depending on the extra half an hour more or half an hour less, depending on the extra half an hour later or earlier you get up or go to bed. A good night routine really slows your body and mind down, okay? So it prepares you for sleep. So by the time you're ready, you nod off with ease instead of having a million thoughts buzzing around your head. So you can do this by journaling in bed, you can media detox for 2 hours before bed, and you can stack new habits between existing ones to help you wind down. There is so much that you can do. I've covered sleep so much, but if you are interested in learning more, just let me know. A good morning routine will get you up peacefully, gently, and encourage creativity and vitality. It will boost your metabolism and inspire you to keep in alignment with your goals. So you can drink more water before your coffee, before your first coffee. You can move your body within 30 minutes of waking as part of a good morning routine. You can write a to-do list in the morning. See how these things are all nicely interconnected. And lastly, but no means by least, number 10 is acceptance. So for 2023, number 10 top tip is acceptance. Whatever created your current thoughts, your behavior and identity isn't your fault, okay? Whatever created it, whatever's got it here isn't your fault because you are completely and blissfully unaware. But you have to learn to accept that it is now your responsibility to change it. We can all sit there and blame our childhood for this belief, that belief, for this habit, or for this automatic behavior, but it's not going to change anything. So now it is your responsibility to take a change, to make a change, and you have to accept that. Society might be at fault for enforcing binge eating and a diet culture on you. Your family are likely to blame for the food habits you've picked up as a child. Your school might be to blame for your beliefs and understanding of food principles. But it is now time to recognize that this has happened, but it is also now your responsibility to change that. You can use journaling prompts to work through limiting beliefs and behaviors that might seem automatic. You can start creating a hyper awareness around behaviors that aren't encouraging to your goals in 2023. But for real change and acceptance, you can ask your coach, you can ask me to help work it through with you. If you are ready to make a change in 2023, drop me a DM and just say change, and we'll jump on a 10-minute call. And after that 10-minute call, it's totally free. We can see if I can help you make that change in 2023. Completely free, 10 minutes. Drop me, DM me the word change. Simple. All you got to do, and I got the rest. 2023 is your year, your time to shine. Folks, if you want the whole list of 1 to 10 with some brief examples and things of what you need to do to recap what I've done, please drop the word checklist in the comments below. If you are wanting to see if you can make a good, decent change in 2023, just drop the word change into the comments below, and I will send you a DM and we will chat for 10 minutes just to see if I can help you make that change. And that's it. It's as simple as that. That's exactly where your help, your accountability, your support is. It's right in front of you. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you later. Farewell. Bye-bye.